Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button if you like my content, and if you like this video, don't forget to like and leave a comment. So today's video is going to be another makeup video, but this one is not a tutorial, rather me just testing or creating a look with you guys. And I am trying to create the fall makeup, even though fall is far away from us right now in New York City, but there are still some leaves that are still hanging by the thread. So why not enjoy that and the changing of the seasons? The first step is always, of course, moisturizer and prepping the skin. I usually leave my moisturizer and sunscreen for a bit before I start applying any kind of makeup. And of course, we have to prep the lips, which I did here. And since I will be wearing a little bit of heavier makeup, I am applying a little bit of primer, not too much. This one is mattifying and it will or might give me some dry skin. That's why I have not applied as much and just applied it wherever I usually get oily. And after that, I will just try to cover my imperfections, which are some of the discoloration on my face. We cannot cover everything with makeup, but it does help my redness or darkness around my mouth. It depends on what I'm trying to cover. And I'm using basically the orange corrector. Majority of the time, that's what I use whenever I'm wearing some heavy makeup, because I also don't want the foundation or concealer, whatever I'm wearing, to look a little bit ashy, because that tend to happen when you are wearing a color that is set on a darker skin tone, or I don't know how to explain it, but you get the idea. It's just gonna look ashy. So I'm trying to prevent that. Recently, I have also started to use the face tapes, which are used for different purposes because makeup is all about that. So I'm just using those for eyeshadows today, or having like a liner cleaner look. I am taking a fluffy brush, which I usually take all the time in almost all videos. We're not using any kind of new palettes because it's all about what you have rather than buying anything new, because I feel like whatever we have, we can do a lot with that instead of, unless that product is expired, of course, throw it out. But we can create, all the other looks that we need. That's why I stopped buying a lot of makeup recently, which I used to do. And I feel like I just spend money, waste money, and waste the products over the years. They expire and I just throw them out, and then I feel bad. So this palette has been with me. As you can see, they're like completely like dirty, and I should be cleaning it, once a year or something. But enough about that. I am just taking a blending shade and basically trying to blend it all over my eyelids. You have noticed that I do have monolids, or hooded lids, I think they're called. Not monolids, sorry. I think I have hooded lids where, my lid actually disappears when I open my eyes. And you should see me when my face is swollen from all the sodium that I intake. But all of us have our own problems. Enough about that. I'm just taking a darker shade to give a little bit of dimension. If you are for the first time using darker shades on your eyes, I would definitely say that please practice it before you just wear it on a random day to a party, because it can go out of hand very easily and you have to be very careful. I used to be a makeup artist, and I used to draw like liners with one hand, like with one sweep. And that person right now, because I don't wear that much makeup, I can't even, like, I am careful with darker eyeshadows. And for any kind of shimmers, I would just suggest using your fingers, because with the warmth of your fingers, it will apply much better than a brush, unless you're looking for that lighter look. I'm also taking another palette, as you can see, and taking another blending shade because I did not like the first blending shade. And that's what I mean by we just have to work around like whatever we already have and work within those resources rather than going out and then just buying the next big thing. Okay, so now that our eyes are done, remember I was telling you about my liner situation. I used to be so obsessed with eyeliners that I would just wear it even without any kind of makeup, and I would draw a line or a liner in like 5 seconds. And now I am so struggling, and I feel like I should start wearing eyeliners again so that I can get back that skill, because these skills are literally like the more you practice the better it gets, but then it's also vice versa. This the less you practice, the lesser you are going to be good at it. So here I'm just basically throwing myself into this liner danger, and I was able to draw a proper line. I would say proper line for that day, because trust me, like, this is a better liner than any other days. I am taking a CC cream since I am trying not to wear too much foundation. And when I say like makeup has multi-purpose, uses, I use my foundation as my concealers. I use the CC cream as my like foundation. I use CC cream for so many other reasons. I use my foundations for all the other reasons. So here I am taking the She Glam foundation as my concealer, because it doesn't have to be a concealer to work as a concealer. I feel like you can just use your regular foundation or like one shade lighter, which this foundation is, and you can just use that as a concealer. And I have been using makeup in like various different ways than they claim to be, and I learned a lot from those kind of tips and tricks, rather than just buying the product and dropping the money on it. Also, makeup has been a little bit therapeutic to me when I was at my lowest. And of course, like, makeup was a kind of like, I used to watch YouTube videos and just basically do makeup. So I'm just basically killing two birds at one. And I have been doing that, and it helps a lot with my mental health as well. Um, Here I'm just cleaning up the liner, and we all make mistakes. We just clean it up. And if you feel like this is too much makeup, just I just feel like sometimes if it's too much, at the end of the day you're washing it off, and it's not covering basically you're not wearing this makeup like permanent. It's not permanent makeup, and that's why like I love playing around with makeup and changing up the looks here and there. As you can see, I'm just accentuating what I already have, which are my cheekbones. They can show little like high pointed, because I do have a, I don't know, I think it's an oval face shape. So they look weird when I lose a little bit of weight on my face. So that's why you get to see those cheekbones, and me making those faces to try to find the contour line, and then bringing some shadow into it. And sometimes I would just take the darker, the bronzer or whatever I'm using for that day, and I would just take it under my chin, because I do have a double chin, and I do not sit straight. So you know the struggle. If you know, you know. And I will just take a smaller brush and try to also contour my nose, even though I don't need it. I know that I love my nose the way it is, especially the black dot on the beauty mark on my nose. And I learned to love it as I grew older. I'm just setting all my makeup here. And one of my favorite powder is this Huda Beauty. I forgot. I literally just showed it on the screen and I just forgot. The loose powder, the banana in the shade Banana Bread. And this one is the older one. I know that she has a new product, I mean, new powder, but I'm not buying it unless I have, finished this one. And this one I have been using it for over a year now. And she comes up with like she delivers a lot of product like in that box. So it has been a while. I also used other powders, and this one so far keeps me dry. Well, I wouldn't say dry, but keeps my makeup as is throughout the day rather than moving the makeup. That's why I like to use the product. But also, don't think that I am using this product on a daily basis, because the powder can be a lot drying, and I just don't want that on my skin every day. Also, I don't wear this kind of makeup every day, so that balances out. Once in a while, these kind of makeup just cheers me up. And if you see me getting distracted, I was watching a very spicy video. Well, not spicy. It's like, you know, um, a show where they're like answering question, and I'm like listening to it. I'm invested into the answers with the questions and stuff. And yeah, that's why I was like getting distracted. But here I am just setting everything with the powder. The girl with oily skin will know just that you have to set your face after anything liquid or um, creamy products you use on your skin. I am not a blush girl. I did mention that in the past videos, but sometimes I will pop up a blush and put it on my skin, and especially when I'm at home. This makeup, when I was doing it, it was like what, 10 o'clock at night, and I was just gonna go into the shower. So I thought, why not try creating a fall makeup look, and that's why I used that blush. I'm just brushing off the excess powder from my skin because, as you can see, it looks, a lot lighter. And also, I just saw, like, when I made that face, saw that the eye wrinkles are like the powder is setting into the eye wrinkles. I'm just taking a setting, not a setting powder, yeah, a setting pressed powder actually, and just using this brush to basically smooth it all out. And I would definitely ask anyone who is facing the same problem like me to try this and see how you like it. I am using a highlighter, which we usually don't use right now nowadays. I don't know why, but back in my days in 2016, we used to love highlighters. And for brows, I have like my brows grow really quick, but I do have thinner brows. I did pluck them because recently I have been in the kick of having thinner brows, and it's so much easier to fill them in rather than the thicker ones, because the thicker ones I have to like spend a little bit of time. So that's why I'm like liking it. And I also saw that my I do have a unibrow as well, so the last part or the beginning part of the brow was like, a little bit grown than the usual other part of the brow. So I just, made the modification. And that's the beauty of makeup. Like, as you go, you make the modifications the way you want it. Then I'm just taking a little bit of mascara. I do a little bit of, not a little bit, I do lash lift in my eyelashes. And this time when I did it, I wanted to see if I do it a little bit less, how it looks. And I just didn't like it. As you can see, I do have lashes, but they're completely straight, and that's why you cannot see them. So I have to use a lot of mascara, coats of mascara, to make sure that they are seen. So that's why I get the lash lift done. And for lips, I'm just using a brown lip liner. Yes, I know, one side of my lips are smaller than the other, and that's how my lips have been my entire life. And I have learned to love them as they are. Sometimes I would, I only see that in the camera, and like I don't see it in on the mirror. I don't know how to explain it, but I sometimes try to, even out the lips, but if I do that, it makes my lip look like it's overdrawn. So that's why I don't do it anymore. But, we all have our imperfections, and we just work around it, honestly. I decided very last minute that I am going to apply some lashes. And as you can tell, I haven't worn lashes in a while. So I started applying it in the wrong eye at first and fixed it later on. And they were looking really good. And sometimes after like as I am narrating this video, I feel like I should do more of these makeup videos to to make it more therapeutic. At first, the color I put on my lips, I did not like it, as you could tell, and I just sit with it to see like what other color I should be putting on my lips. And then I realized this is a fall makeup, so might as well just use something on the orange side. I didn't wanted it to be too dark, but I also wanted it to be, enough orangey or taupe tan color for me, for it to look like a fall look. And I was trying to give you guys a close-up look. This is how the look came out. Thank you so much. If you have made it this far of this video, don't forget to like, and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye.